Okay, so the other middle portions of chapters I'll cover in the next class. So what I'll do is, so 20 from 20 I'll start to 23. So a few things here also. When we come into a developer chapter, we can see much of it onto the 20th chapter. That is something like how to put a debug log and how to put a email logs. So that you would be seeing into the when you come to developer or 7 into a development and Apex and schedule jobs. I'll show you where to see it, but this is ideally when you write a program, then only you can see the stuff like Apex jobs or schedule jobs. Bulk data load jobs. Mm, I think doing a data upload, you'll see it. Okay. So from a 20th chapter again, uh, what few things we can show is, I'll do it. So debug, a topic as named as debug. What you're doing in the specific debug is, let's say you guys have been working into a, it's not like really you're like working in the production support or doing development. Now, for a production support, there could be a case that for a specific user, the use case or the scenario is not working. So he didn't give you access of sharing his personal settings. He didn't give access to your administrator, or he didn't do that. So in that case, somehow we have to put a debug log for the user. Is getting. If you go to personal settings and if you see on the left hand side, there's a grant access. In the grant access, if you give an access to your administrator, so administrator can log in on behalf of you. So this is easily possible. But if they're not giving grant login access and somehow you have to put a debug log for the specific user, still you can set a debug log what this guy is doing. So you should get into a debug mode. So go to setup. So you should search for debug. Look at this. There's a debug log here. So you set search with environment. Look at this debug log here. The moment I click on a debug log, so what happens is any changes or anything that you're impacting in the code, so that a debug log would run. So what you do is you have to do a trace for user specifically. So let's say if I do a click on new, I need to say what is my entity item that I wanted to trace. If I want to specifically track user, I can put a track of user. If I want to put a apex class, I can put a apex class here. If I want to write a particular trigger, then I can write a trigger here. That means these are the individual records I can focus on. Getting? So either any of these things I can do it. Automate process nothing but it's an upload process workflow, or which is flows, any validation tool. All those comes in automate process. Platform integration something you connect from one system to another system, that comes in platform integration. User is something that specifically we want to put a user on debug. Apex specific class that you wanted to put a debug, or a trigger that you wanted to put a debug. So whenever I do that, let's say Apex class, I should have written Apex class so that I can look for the Apex class wherever it is called. So that particular class I'm putting a debug. Currently this is a fresh org. We don't have any like Apex or trigger. We don't have anything. So what I'm trying to say is, if I want to put a user specifically, then I have to choose that particular user, and from when to when you want to track, then you have to do it. If you want to see here the points they're mentioning here, so why to choose this, why to choose this, all they mentioned here. Then one more thing is you have to note it here. So the moment I click here, the debug levels, you'll have a basic dev console, sorry, developer console, basic debug log. We have info, the things we have here. If at all you wanted to create a new debug log, which is like, say you want to get the more depth of information, then you can click on new and you can name it. Very slow. To the finest, and then to the finest. So what this indicates is, so we are trying to do at the maximum of a debug. So this highest level of debug you're putting it, and to which user. So let's say who logs in, rep if you log in, and I'm putting a debug log in reps. So this is at least for after it's stated, I can extend to whatever time I want. Getting? So now you put a rep for a debug log. Now if rep logs in and he tries to modify some, maybe he's trying to execute as in on his own, whatever the condition is, like he's doing his day-to-day activities easily, whatever he wanted it. But he said that something wrong on the respective page. He tries to open that page. Now, in the page, maybe we have a logical written things would go on, and I wanted to track what is the logic is behind that and what has been firing for. So the moment it runs, what happens is it'll try to capture a log here, and that log you can preview it. For example, so there's a debug log which is already present here for a user called batch22, and I am taking the day test today, and I'm putting a 7 for the same user. This is an admin user, so I want to put a debug log as him. So now, what I do is to go to a developer console. What I do is go to developer console. This is a place where we try to write a program or do basic logic things. Guys, I'm audible now. So this is a place where you want to debug for a specific user. So ideally, what happens is you just went on. Just you can press Control plus E. You write some code here, and then I say system dot debug. Um, so this debug log I will try to execute. A log has been created for me. So the same way, if I have tracked for the debug level of the dev console, if something on the user specific something is running, a log would be created for us. Do you see this? You see this? The log has been created for me. I'm just saying an example of putting a debug statement on a specific user. So by set to, it's running on the user mode. He's trying to execute something. Maybe some class is running. So then we can see a log has been generated. So this is how we put in a protection support or debug for a specific user, and then what happens. So we have to go through the log, what is happening, and you have to read through the log. Actually, people written the class or logic, they will get to know what went wrong something. Not what about the activity. Only the the something logically. we have put a debug, right? You want to put a user for a specific user, what you're doing it. But this guy, he has been tied up, not tied up. Mm, you have a account page. You're just opening an account page. You're trying to save an account. Okay. Now the account has any custom logic been written, or any workflow is there, or any other activity we have tied up to that account. If that account is the amount is getting saved, so all that would whatever the actions tied up to it, it will fire, right? So all that would be created a log for it. Unless if you didn't write any custom logic and account, it doesn't have any value. It won't create any log for you. Getting something an action to be tied up. Programmatic things. Let's open the account and I'm going to save the account. Let's say just modifying the account and saving account, would it create a log for us? That's the question. That is a question, right? So the moment whatever the user do, everything is tracked, or only specific things that which has been onto the programmatic of the logic things where it has the debug things to be. Yeah. So let me go to an account. Then I'll get to know. Yeah, I'm into the system admin, so that is a logged in user. And then go to Amarnath and I see to this Amarnath or to the account. I don't have any activity. Maybe in the opportunity I have. Let me just try to. No, I'm in the account, right? So just I can simply modify the account. This is the details. I'm gonna add two more numbers, extra phone number. Do you see this? See, three more logs got created for me. Now we have to check which log it is, why it has been created, that we have to check through. Yeah, I just simply edited and saved it. But what did I do is after putting a debug log its highest level, I just tracked everything. I just tracked everything. So this guy is checking for a duplicate checker, whether this account name is by duplicate they have or not. So these are the standard stuff that we have. That's the reason while creating the debug log, I have been put a highest level so that anything that goes or anything that guys checks on things, I wanted to get a track of it. So that way, a bunch of activities for that particular user would be given us. So maybe while doing the track, we will get to know what he has modified. Okay, he's just checked on account or he checked on any activity. If something is there, that all that would be tracked here. And I'm saying that if that account should be tied up to any validation rule or what do you say, a workflow or a process builder, something if that they are tied up, all that will get it because we have set a debug log for a user debug and we have chosen the highest level. Okay? So that way everything will get it. Or a basic developer console also. This is another log which gets a basic information even they can get it. But we have put the highest of logs. If rep is logging in, we can see more logs coming here. So why do we do this? When you work on a production support or maybe a developer wants to track what went wrong, I don't get what is happening here. That time you have to put a debug log and check what's happening and then you can see the results. Ideally, the good people just go here, then do it. There's a log which is generated here. Log just for developer purpose where you just try to understand. And let's say the system is already transaction and you wanted to check the respective user, so you have to download the log and you have to keep it. And or else for 6 months the logs would be available, but if this size should not be greater than I think 250 MB is the max they are giving space for it. Or else you need to go and delete the logs to capture the latest one. You getting? There are logs. If it is piles up like say 250 MB, the max, then you have to delete the logs to get a new generator of logs. You can't create any logs. We have to go to no for logs we don't get. So let's say select, yeah. So these are the four logs that we have so far. Select a different log. This is the log that we have. And they look at this. They are seeing here delete or not. Of course, I can choose all of them. I can delete, but in the UI, how much I can delete? So you need to set a bunch of file you can delete it off from a workbench. There's a tool called workbench. You can query and extract the Apex log and then you can delete it off. So I'll tell you well how do we do this in workbench while I'm dealing with the data utilities class. So when you try to upload data, you try to extract from there, all that I do for you. Okay. Now let's say the current state will just leave it this, and then we come to there. So this is a debug log we've seen and how to put a debug log for it. Then we have a email logs also the same associated to it. So basically for email logs, select ID from Apex log. It's just you are trying to query from that particular table. Apex log is the one which is store all these logs, and you can just view all these logs. See, let's say this is like 5 MB if you have. I don't want 5 MB log. What it is? It's not unnecessary. Then I can delete here, right? From a UI you can delete, or you can go to a query and you can check what is that. So after later stage, so top 20 records only it will show here. Getting top 20 record and then the debug list will show. What if your 50th record, 60th record is you want to delete? You either you can go and query like that, or you can go keep pressing here. Previous and next some button will come here. You can go previous next something like that. You can do. See how we have previous page next page line. The same way we'll have here also. But in per record will show 20 records here. Okay. I'm just checking about email logs. These logs again will help you out to put what are the pending emails that has been sending from Salesforce to other guys. So let's say for example, um, I am putting a log start from there to 1 week and this so on to so time. Any emails fired with these, I'm just tracking. So any emails went on to for from uh, at least from these two or from. I just wanted to get a notification. The customer says that I didn't receive an email from you guys. Okay, give your email ID. So I will just copy email ID here and then I'll put a submit request. So that will tell me a log of history. It's just created a request. Sometimes it will know after it has been successfully processed. You will see email log here. In that logs, what will have is who is the no is that guy is from a to or a from. Okay, of course he's from the to address. If he's a client or a customer, whoever. From Salesforce, we are sending to some guy. So that way, an email would state whether it is delivered to the end recipient. Even that will show. So recipient status. So by that we'll get to know, boss, we have sent in so and so time, and this is the message that would have got to you, and it should be received to you. If not received, there's not a Salesforce headache. Maybe your company is blocking you to receive it, or something that you would have deleted it. Getting? So this we can ask with the logs. This happen often, often happens in the companies. Like say that I didn't receive an email from you guys. Okay, go to the email logs, copy their name, and copy the email ID, and then save it. So it just give all history of to and fro so far what we have been communicated to you with the emails. Each and every email it will get it off. And so whatever the logs that we put for 7 days, right? That is the max we can do it. And these logs where it will be available for 30 days. The logs are only available for 30 days. Look at this. We can backtrack of 1 week back and see that what is happening. So if they go back prior to prior, in most of the case we can't capture it. So that's the reason. Um, to the max only they can do it. They can't go for 1 year and say that how much from where to where you want to do. For example, look at this request email log. Now look at this 1 month activity they can track back from now back to 1 month. The difference between the start time and the end time of your request must be at most 7 days. So now let me give this as 1 month. Let's see. The search period is too long. Search, 7 days only. Look at this. Okay, let me try to give you a little less there. Hmm. Search period is too long, so they wanted to have only 7 days is maximum possible. So you can go previous week of 7 days, or from now you wanted to track that you can do for 7 days. So you say you can reiterate the same email or same logic that will fire an email and check for the logs whether it is fired for that particular user or not. Even you can do that. Any question there? Now again we have view audit trail. And that is good. No problem. Oh, this is here. View setup audit trails. You have to click, and the moment you see that, it says the audit trails of what you have done so far. If someone is trying to create a process builder or a workflow or any configuration item, you're changing it. Let's say the field name from A to B, you changed it. Someone created a new user, someone tried to modify the profile changes, each and everything that will get a track here. That is called as audit trail. Right? So someone fools us saying that, hey, I didn't change that particular class, I didn't change that particular process builder. I don't know what you are doing. I didn't do this. Something if they say they'll come to audit trails and check whether the particular user is logged in and whether he is modified or not. We'll get to know. It's getting. So you're deleting a field which has been referenced in 10 page layouts. Okay? You are deleting a field. Let's say you guys know the page layouts, right? So you can have as many page layouts for a particular object. So now deleting that particular field, whichever reference in 10 layouts, all the 10 layouts will remove. So it will mention that all the 10 page layouts name saying that you have been worked with. So if the people ask, no, I deleted only the field, then it is obviously says that you have touched all the layouts because it just goes into the layout and removes that particular field from the each and every layout. So it shows it's a modified thing. Of course, one field goes out of the layout that has been updated with the layout, right? So that's the reason your name would come in pictures there, saying whatever the configuration you have did, it will come here. Since I am the only one who is like working majority on changing the items here, so that's the reason you can see majority of my name or my email ID here. You can get log tracks of 6 months back. What is happening? If still more than 6 months you wanted to get, there is some archives of results, but you have to ask for Salesforce to get what is happening. I think at least 6 months down the track, if you don't watch something, that is an R issue. Just getting what is meant by audit trail. Any change to the configuration things you see, you will see here. Any change. You modified the class, you modified the field, you change label, all would be tracked. Now outbound message on that day we have checked, and while trying with the um, workflow, outbound message you've chosen, and what messages went outside to the Salesforce you are having here. I think if you go to monitoring section, you'll see here in the monitoring section any case escalated that messages you can see anyone what is the API people right now we have used that count will show you here. Any articles like something we are importing to knowledge management, so you can see that import here. Email snapshot is something that we have this will come when you're doing um, sending an email to some people other people, or yeah, what are the things that you have made a snapshot and we have sent it out, that will get here. Time based workflow, of course we can check a time based workflow recently which we guys are working. um, so let's see if you know a time dependent workflow rule name. um, I just don't remember the time based workflow rule name what we have created. If I search with any time based activity we have, it will show here which record. I said you right, so I'm just quickly sharing the screen. So what I'm saying is any time dependence where workflow is written, so the activity will be captured here. And What it will have is basically all the records which were in about to fire for the particular queue will be here. Like same, your credit card due date bill has been approaching, and whoever the records are having the credit card date is due date is approaching here. So all these records names will be here, along with which record gonna fire, what time, when, all that will be showing here. So like say for us an opportunity, the moment it is getting closed, so we have given 30 minutes of time. So someone would be trying to follow up. So such, I don't know in this arc how many opportunities getting closed, and for all of this record, 30 minutes after a task would be created, right? hmm It's recording. It's some other way recording, not the WebEx recording. So the WebEx recordings are crazy. So this is a free version, so we don't have that feature where it'll have down to the cloud or so this guys doesn't convert that to an MP4 format or any video format. So while converting, they fail. So that's the reason I'm doing screen sharing and then I'm recording the way. Okay, no problem, no problem. So a time-based workflow we have. You can give the role name. If you give currently also, it will say how many records are there about to fire. Unless and until some opportunity should get closed there, closed one, that will fire. Likewise, on message also on that day specifically, we tried to create a request. The moment it will try to go to hit to Google with all the following fields. So then, what was your request? I think I showed you on that days only. Like the moment record is getting fired, what are the actions being associated to it? Like field update, email alert, outbound message, all that would do. So you'll see outbound messages here. What is delivered? An XML file or visual file that we in the previous session. Scheduled jobs, Apex jobs or bulk data load jobs, you will see in job section. So ideally when we write a program, that time only you can see this. You can go to job, Apex jobs, bulk data jobs, scheduled jobs. So what all this indicates is it is trying to track your programming related stuff where you run for a I don't know whether you guys know about cron jobs um, or something that which runs periodically, scheduled one every night 12 hours, 12 o'clock night it should run. So that tries to pull the data. So all these logs would be here. What happened for that particular last night, whether that class got executed, and you schedule for every 12 hours should run or every 1 hour it should run. So that class XYZ would do some logic to do update or exit something to do it. So basically what I'm trying to say is these logs are capturing your again a class only whether it run or not you can see here. So if you see here background jobs, a lot of Salesforce background jobs will be running in terms of updating the context here to this Salesforce org to this particular org they are doing some background updations. So maybe all these logs will be running through. You can't stop it. If you would really want to stop it, you need to connect with Salesforce. I don't know why this unnecessary running, so please stop it. You can do that also. Now let's come to an app exchange where what app exchange does is app exchange is the one where like how Google Play Store, Apple Play Stores we have, right? So like that, app exchange is one such where um, so go to Salesforce App Exchange here. So you get free apps, you get a lot of applications been built on. You can all install to your or how you would try to do install your to your mobile like Google Play. Go find some application which is useful to your day-to-day need. The same way you can get some apps and then install to this org, which will be useful to you or to org. So there are so many free apps based on things that you can do. Otherwise, you look at this DocuSign. For a survey, they have a separate one, which is a paid app. They will be saying here paid app. Hello, is it audible? Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, when you go to an app exchange, you see a lot of options here, which says paid, free. You can categorize the topic wise, which is paid or free. Look at this. There are a couple of free apps also here. So each and every guys would have been did some logical things. Whichever is useful to you, you can try to use the components. So these are a pre-built app exchange products, which you can download to your R, and then you can start working on it. For example, someone has said survey. I want to have a advanced level of a survey. I want to configure things. So Survey Monkey, we have something. So this guy is giving 1 USD per month, a discount for non-profits. So like that he has it. But otherwise, if you see document made easy, Conga. So this guy's how we have today files and attachments, right? The same with these guys would have provide some other service. So you can see a number of applications like this. All these applications we can install to Salesforce. So these are a paid version. Let's say get into any free versions. We'll try to install a free version here. For this, we have to log in first, and only then we can take this up. So I'm just going to click on login. If I have my one credential dollars, I can log in here. Um, or if you log in with, can I do that? No, let me check. Um, forgot to let me write down project. So I'm logged into Trailblazer. So now if I have account in the Trailblaze or Trail, same thing works for App Exchange. With the keeping of credentials, you'll get to know who is working and what. Now I just wanted to download a simple application somewhere we had. See, we have few things called as Salesforce Labs. Salesforce Labs always comes with something like chemistry lab we have. And see, there's so many XYZ companies have built so many applications. What type of an application should I download? Let's say a timeline component here. I wanted to download this. Just go click on more. So look at this. This is a time-based component. So where we have a component that has been set to be free, and he has given this number of clicks when to do what, and what are the components that will be part of this package. Also, the saying of saying like objects, application, tabs, what are things we have. All that has been produced here. Now, if I want this timeline activity, such a project, what I do is so you would have given a project specification. It's just like you're going to see your mobile and you're looking for app actions. Sorry, some random Google apps or Apple apps, and you wanted to download to your mobile, which like useful to you. Maybe financial management, something you want to do for a month, or some useful app you are getting downloaded to your R, no, to your mobile. The same way we are doing for the R, so that this particular component, yeah, okay, no problem. So, so that particular thing has been available to you. You can get it now. So this, when you do it, it asks you to do it in a developer or you wanted to get into this many orgs. Yeah, I think we have to log in via the specific user, and then I'll get it. No problem. So I'll try to show you install into my org and I'll show you guys. So this is my org. Install and production. You should have logged in with the same credentials here. Whatever the org that he created. For sysadmin, essentially, I don't have any specific things. Hmm. So confirm and install. So we got this login and you see this. There's a package that's trying to get installed. So this time, if I don't choose my specific org and I choose system admin, let's see whether it takes or not. So install for the admins only, install for all users. Install. Look at this. While doing this, we can have a components review. Um, what are the components been coming part of this package? There also you can see. Unless like other guys, Google and all, you not see what package has been coming in. But you can see here what has been coming here. So there's a task util class, verify Apex provider, search Apex. A lot of these guys have created the Apex classes. And then there's a component flows also which is running. So there's a whole bunch. What these components would hold up. So two objects they have, permissions they have, tabs, and otherwise lighting bundles they have. So these many things they have overall as a package components. Right? So the moment it is grant for all users and you can install it. So where it is from? Publisher is Salesforce Labs as a publisher. That means Salesforce employees have been built this from the labs. So now look at this. There's a package got installed here now. And it is app exchange pass and it is ready to install for everyone. That is the thing that has been spread across. Guys getting? So we went to the app exchange. We tried to install app exchange. We just managed to whom to be inserted. And if you don't want, you can uninstall here. That would uninstall the package here. I mean, delete the application. Sometimes in a package we have get a configure an item here. You can click on a configure. Maybe if it is a payment related stuff, that you can give your credit card all stuff the details. So you will have a configure another button will be popped up. So this is a button which says managed package. There's an icon, bro. It's the round and then the down arrow mark which indicates is a managed package. What do you mean by managed package? I'll tell you. Managed package are something that all these are whatever the components they have, they've wrapped in one like a jar file. If you worked on a jar Java, you would guys know like a jar file. They have all make a package, and that package they're given for a review to Salesforce. Once the review passes, that package is given across to download for the people. So managed package you cannot modify any code. Unmanaged package you can modify the code. So now for example, I just go to here to this component. I see view components. I see all the Apex class being present here. So I gonna say click on any classes which has been already created by this package guys. If I check, actually These guys won't show up the code. Look at this, they won't show up the code. This is the reason, because it is a managed package. You can't see the code unless it is an unmanaged package. So they have access given to you to modify your code or their code to you, whatever you want. You can play with that. Ideally, unmanaged package people will hardly create. Managed package, the one which ideally feel like a product they're doing it, and they wanted to, in the near terms, they wanted to do sell this application. They do all managed package. Why it is managed package? Because they can have version controls in that. Like people release this, right? Um, some app 2.0, next app 2.2, next app 3.0. To maintain some versions, a code should be unique and consistent. So if you give to all the users to modify the code and they will keep modifying it, again you say a new version has been coming. So that updating it will override their whatever they have written in logic. So that's the reason unmanaged package they don't have versions. But whereas managed package, if you're unable to modify any such, so you are relying on them. Any update comes automatically, whatever they have modified, it has come to you. So versions getting updated. Anything like version management they want to do, they will go prefer for managed package. Is getting, so managed package, the moment you create, you can submit for review for a Salesforce, so that after the review, this can be published even in the app exchange. So many of the product companies, they release their products and to the app exchanges. No, I didn't get you. Yeah, yeah. For a free developer you're talking, or in a general case you're talking. Oh, so we have to talk any. If you are a system admin, you can install the app exchange. But firstly, we have to ask the client whether that particular app is going to use to your, or admin can do it. You if you have a system admin access, you can do it. All at least all the developers have a system admin access. And before prior installing it, you would connect to the client and say, hey, this XYZ app is helpful, useful to us. Would you like to try here? They will say yes. Go try and let us know. There's a free trial version. We can do it. If not, it is not purpose not useful for the purpose you will download it. So then you're gonna uninstall it. No problem in that. But yes, of course, only system admin has an access to do all this stuff. So that was talking about managed and unmanaged package. So how to create a packages and all, you have an options here. Um, Go for a package. So install packages, whatever the all installed things will come here. Package manager is something that where you can create packages. So while creating, yeah. Someone has built on a product that you are trying to download. Maybe that is serving a purpose for your company need. That time you do install a package. Now I'm saying about how to create a package here. So while creating a package, if you prefix with a namespace, then you can choose if you don't have any prefix for this org, it will be unmanaged package. If you have a managed package, you will have a prefix with it. What is prefix? Namespace. Um, any product before things you can see a namespace. Say that let's say Google underscore some XYZ product name, Microsoft underscore XYZ product name. So like that some prefix name if they keep it. So that means that you are having a unique name. So I cannot add an account only. I can go deploy it. So it'll someone if tries to install this original account only will get disturbed. So you should have your own configuration prefix. So let me try to create a new here. It says a package name. I'll give it as um, dev package or IPB. And just let's say I'm trying to build an IPB application. Save. So it is unmanaged package because I didn't choose any what do you say managed package version. If I wanted to configure the managed package version, then unmanaged you cannot create it. Maybe because it is meant to be managed. So this is how even the deployments we do. We just go click on add. We can choose the component. Application is this is the application I wanted to create, and I just click on add to package. I just simply selected an application. So all this related everything it is got to me. Dependence all I got to me. Then what I do is I try to upload it, and I'm giving it as IPB bank app. Is of course I'm just giving 1.40. If you have any URL for release notes, if you have any post install instruction for the URL, all you give it. If you don't require any password, you don't just specify anything here. And who are the profiles can have an access to this? All this been given here. And for each profile, what are the level of access that you wanted to give? You can give here. And by doing this way, you are trying to upload the your application that will promote it. Not no no. Ideally, I added simple app and then associate components got added here. See, payment info claim is associated to this particular application. And these are the tabs that has been associated to this particular application. Whatever you link to these applications, all you will get it. Okay? You can add this as many things you want. I just simply added application name, so that dependency audit got it. So I can add as many objects, I can add as many tabs, I can add as many reports. All you can add at the one finally one bunch you can create a project a package. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, you can give it. But a package should, what we're saying is don't have single things. You have a connected of items. Maybe one module completely if you have, then it'll be easy for us to install and then rework it. One simple thing is if you go to install package, there would have n number of items been installed. Then for you to manage again, it is a difficult thing. Getting? Yeah, yeah, yeah. For other Java guys, it termed to be a package is something like a jar file. Will contains all collection of items here. So what I'm trying to say is, if if you develop one module, and that one module entire thing you make it into one package, and then you wrap it up. Then it will be easy for us to get connect from one package. Information has been loaded to system, and then other guys can start using the package and start working on it. Is that for a package development? It will be useful. In case if you want to do this application to deploy to Salesforce, so then this is the installation URL we have now. Right now we have it. Anyone can use this URL and then they can input all this whatever we have built. You can get your own personal org. Already this is the available installation org. See they say this package is uploaded successfully. You can start using this URL to give to the people. They can install. Why do they do this? While doing a development, you have been done with one module. So take this package, go to install it to the next level org. So this is again a kind of a deployment also will happen, and again a rigid package also is there. Tomorrow if you want to go to live also you can use this to Salesforce, give for a review. Ideally considering all the applications, consider of all associated tabs up or whatnot to the applications you brought it here, then we are safe. Otherwise in deployment, So deployment for a free work we don't get. I have a Word document for it, what it does and how it does, and have a link also I'll send to you guys. What is deployment in the sense we to create a component from one art and we push it to another art. So what I'll do is I'll to show you tomorrow a real-time scenario where how do you push components from one art to another art. But that I won't record it because it's a company-oriented stuff. Um, but I'll let you know guys how we are moving from a chain set from one art to another art, how the components are pushed. Right? Yeah, exactly what we call is development box. From a sandbox to sandbox to for UAT to production. George, no, okay. So how create a packages also we got to know. This packages is version controlling will have, and then one create a not install they can see the original source code. Maybe configuration and they can see it, but max no they cannot see any original code that triggers which is written. Unmanaged package is a free where it is you are giving the people to play with it. You are just doing for the need of someone, just like that. You created it like unmanaged web package, however you created, you are giving it to the Salesforce, please review and deploy it. That should follow the Salesforce standard norms to get approved and then publish. But however, you are saying that this is free, people can use it and they can modify the code also. Like open source, you're giving it. But this is not open source, it's a paid one, which is closed one. That's the two difference we have. So we create an unmanaged package. To create a managed package, just like go prefix, set the prefix name as your org name, and then you start using the managed package. The one more problem of the managed package is only that particular org can crack the code because they only have the original version, and other guys they don't have original version also. They can't see the code also. If you lost the org information, then done. Your package cannot be retrieved at all. Getting because other orgs are there getting the only they can't even see the source code, just the application working they can see. But originally, who created this org, if they lost this credential, managed package is done. They can't see any changes there. So we should be very careful with managed package. Okay, tomorrow what I do is the basic inbound outbound chains, how we are pushing and how we are receiving that I'll show. And then I start with the other chapters. Okay, max 4. Deployment take hardly 5 to 10 minutes. I'll quickly add a component and show you. Then I'll show the reports and how we export and import we're doing it. And then maximum already we have discussed about the securities. Go to a profile, add a things, remove things, show in users what happens, and open a little sharing rules for a specific user and check whether he is visible or not, and done with the security chapter. So maximum my Friday is tomorrow, so we'll extend and we'll yeah. I'll share the recordings of those to our YouTube channel. I've downloaded it. I just need to upload it and then share it to you guys. Okay. So if I get a free time today, I'll send you all guys the any associated app exchange or some other related trailers we have. Then I'll send you guys. Okay. No, we don't do it. Okay. So if you have any questions, please get to us. Okay. Thank you.